everyone. Welcome to Bombshell Behavior. I'm one of your hosts, Jordan Mobley, and joining me is your other host.
Maya Kerwin.
So, we basically started this podcast because we love Love Island. Every summer, we're tuned in. We're one of the OGs. We've seen it all UK,
Yes,
Australia, Love Island USA season one. We've been here from the beginning, and we thought we had good takes. So, we wanted to start this podcast and just share our takes with the world and like see who agrees with us and who doesn't. And we're looking
right.
kind of funny too. So,
Yeah, we're also journalism students, so
that's
we
important.
love to interview people, get their hot takes, get their new takes, if they're new viewers, old viewers, all the things. We want all of you guys to be involved and comment any of your thoughts on our podcast or our thoughts or just like your takes on the show. Like she said, we love the show so much. We've been watching it forever. So yeah, we basically just wanted to start this podcast to kind of create a safe space for everybody to share their thoughts and for us to have our little banter moment. We love to tell each other our takes anyway. So we thought this podcast would be a great little introduction to like our brains and how they work.
Yes, of course. So I think without further ado, I think we should just jump right into it because we
Jump
have a
right in.
lot. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about, obviously. So we're gonna go based like episode by episode, kind of chronological order, our thoughts on everything. So,
Yes.
and I have notes like, oh no, not my
Y'all,
background.
we
I
took
have notes on my iPad.
literal notes. Okay.
Yeah,
Like this is no joke.
this is
So
no joke.
we took this seriously. We've been taking this seriously. So let's just
Yes.
jump right into it.
Okay, starting with episode one. Right off the bat, what are your thoughts on the Islanders when they come in, what their outfits are, like how their personalities? I just have to say, right off the bat, I am so excited that we have two Georgians from
Me
Tyrone and from
too.
Kennesaw. Because if you guys don't know, me and Samaya are both from Peachtree City, Georgia. So when Anaya said she was from Tyrone, I
Literally next door.
literally like down the street, pretty much. I was so
Really.
excited. But yeah, what are your
Anaya lives
thoughts?
20 minutes from me.
Real, did you look up her address?
No, no, but I was like, Tyrone is pretty much like 20 minutes from me. And also, guys, I went to Kennesaw for undergrad. So
It did.
Kenzie went to Kennesaw. So I feel so like connected to them like right off the bat. And they were the first two to enter the villa, the first two OGs.
Yeah,
So yeah, so we're pretty close.
yeah. Basically like neighbors at this point. But
Literally.
anyway, so like yeah, what were your thoughts on the people that walked in, the OGs?
Well, okay, so the girls lineup, it's Fee, Anaya, Kenzie,
Bea, that's
Bea,
important.
Bea, Bea,
Beatrice, because
Beatrice.
yes, that's important. That's
Yes,
important because she
okay.
will
So
correct you on that.
she sure will, and as she should. Okay,
Yeah,
so Bea, Anaya, Kenzie, Melanie, and Trinity. Those are the five girls. So I'll start with them. Okay, so the first two to come in, I think, were Anaya and Kenzie. Again, the Georgia girls, love them. Definitely rooting for them. I root for all the girls though. Like I just think all the girls deserve love and everything anyway.
yeah,
Um, but love their personalities. They both seem to have really big, bright personalities, and I really like that. I think it's good for like entertainment of the show. Like we need big personalities, y'all. It's good for the drama. It's good for all the couples, all the like friendship things, everything. So I really love them. I think the next person to come in was it Bea? Was
it
it her?
was. Yeah, I think it was Kenzie and Anaya first, then Bea, and then I feel like Trinity
Trinity
and
and
no, this
Melanie.
is
No,
Melanie. Yes.
Melanie came in third. Okay, okay, okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. You're right. Bea and
yes,
Trinity came in together.
together. Okay, so yes, love Melanie. She's a really like sweet personality.
We'll
at
get to
first.
her.
But we'll get to her,
Yeah,
y'all,
because
because
the fourth episode, I'm not gonna lie, she's kind of
yeah,
losing me.
I don't know. I don't
She's
know.
kind of losing me.
She reminds me of somebody, and I don't like to compare Islanders to other people because I really do. This is I'll say like a tiny hot take. I think all the Islanders deserve to be individuals. Like I think it's fine to compare similarities in personality here and there, but I do think all the Islanders should be like individuals, and I feel like it can get messy when you're like comparing new people to old people. That's just like my perspective. At the beginning, I really liked her. I thought she had like good energy. I thought she was really sweet. Um, Trinity and Bea, I like them. They seem calm. I don't like have a problem with them. I will say, loved all the girls' outfits. I thought all of them looked great, coming in strong. All of them have very different personalities. So, it's kind of nice as far as like the variety because I feel
Mhm.
like there's no one girl that's exactly the same. So I thought that was cool. What are your thoughts, Jordan?
Yeah, as far as the girls, right off the bat, I really liked all of them. I just have to say, and Samaya will agree with me, I am a D1 season 7 hater.
Me too, y'all.
So this like cast was kind of like a
It's
breath of fresh
fresh.
air. No,
Yeah.
it really is because I can't say that I didn't like everyone from season 7 right off the bat, but like within the first week, I was like, okay, I don't know how I feel about them. But with
Yes.
this cast, I enjoyed everyone's personalities, to be honest. I
Hmm.
there's so many strengths from each individual that I think brings something different into the villa. Like
Yes.
with Anaya, she's so sweet. Like everyone feels comfortable going to her. She comes with a good energy. I feel
Hmm.
like Bea is calm, like you said, but I feel like she checks people when they need to be checked, which I like because I feel like
I
we
like
didn't
that
get that.
too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
We
like we
need
didn't
that.
get
Last
that.
season struggled. Struggle.
Literally.
Like, and I'll say
Yeah.
that for all of the Islanders, they struggled to like check people. And that's actually something in my notes. I think that the girls being confrontational it goes such a long way. Whether however close the girls are as far as like the friendships, I feel like it's built on all friendships, right, are built on like honesty and trust and stuff like that. And I feel like if you could be honest with your friend, then you're doing them a service. You know what I mean? Like it's a good relationship. So I feel like this season, all the girls are great at being confrontational and they just like get to it. And Bea is definitely one of them.
For Kenzie, at first I thought she was like a little quirky and like kind of out there, but like she has such a fun personality
I like
and
her.
I like her a lot. Like
I
she's
really
good
like
for
her.
TV.
Right.
I'll get
That's what
into
I'm
it.
about.
Right, I'll get into her a little bit later because there's some things I'm like, okay, like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
dragging
Everyone
it,
has their
but
moments. Right.
right, everyone has their moments, but honestly, like her as a whole, she's really fun. And then Trinity, I I love her. I'm not even
I
gonna
love
lie.
Trinity,
She
man.
and what's crazy to me is me and her are the same age and like we're born the same year. Like it's just so funny to me to see
That's
like
like me and
people.
Anaya.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
we're like it's so funny to see people who are like our age from our hometown, like in the villa, like we're it hits too close to home. It's so
Right. Like we could
funny.
be friends.
Yeah, we
Hey
could. Like
girl.
we literally could have grown up together. Like that's like how close it
Yeah,
is. So it's
literally.
like I don't know, she's so funny. And then I'm missing who is Melanie? I did like Melanie in the beginning, right?
Me too.
And
Yeah.
I still have hope for her, but like I said, I'll get into it a little bit later when
When we
we,
get
we
into the
get
drama,
to
y'all, we have
yeah,
plenty of thoughts. Okay, plenty of
right.
them.
But like yes, in the beginning I thought she was cool. She's very pretty. That's another
Yes,
thing.
stunning.
Everyone on this cast is really pretty.
They
Like
always pick like great like, and I won't say every season is exactly the same, but like for the most part, Love Island casting, as far as like looks wise, everyone actually looks beautiful. Like everyone's genuinely like gorge, especially
I
this cast. Like
well, I will say as a side note, the photos that they took, suit. I would have
a
sued them as
mess,
soon as I got out of
a
the villa.
mess,
No shade. Because okay,
a
here's the
mess.
problem with it. They're too close up. The lighting and like the contrast and the what is it? What's it called? The brightness, the saturation. It's all wrong.
It's
It's all
all.
wrong.
It's
It
all.
looks
And they do this
horrible.
every year. They do it every year. Every
But
year,
this
like
year
this.
this
The
year was
worst.
the
The
worst.
worst.
Like, and I was looking at last year's photos, and they were like, they were bad, but they were a little better. This was, I was like, what are we doing?
I
As
was
soon as
like, is
I
this
opened the
AI?
app, and no, literally, I was like, this is horrible, literally
Literally.
horrible. I would sue because that it does nothing for them. I would sue genuinely.
I don't blame you. Like literally, it was such a mess. And I actually we have to get to the guys, but
Yeah,
genuinely, like this cast is pretty. Like all of them really like bring something to the table, and
yeah,
I would say like all of them have personality. Like I think
yeah, in a different way.
yeah, because everyone can't bring the same thing to the table. Like you can't have 20 Melanies, 20 Kenzies, 20 Anayas. Like you need like strong personalities, chill personalities. You need the combo.
Yeah.
Guys wise, because let's get into that tea. Um, I don't even remember who came in first, but let's
I
see. I
think
think it's
it
Casey and
was,
Bryce. Is it them?
I think Sincere walked in with Bryce, and
Okay,
then
okay.
KC walked in
Yes,
with
yes,
Sean, and
yes,
I
yes.
think Zach walked in by himself.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I commented on Sincere's jacket. I actually really like his jacket. I think it's really cool. The velvet blue. I think it's nice. And I actually really did like Bryce's suit as well. I thought the maroon was nice.
Hmm.
And it complemented him well. Like it looked really clean, to be honest. I do think Sincere has kind of probably been a player in his life a time or two.
A
Um,
1,000%. A thousand
Right,
percent.
right. So, not that I thought like that would be a hot take or anything, but I didn't know how deep we were getting into their personalities. But I think Sincere is really good looking. Bryce, not my cup of tea, but I think he's a really nice guy. Thus far, right? We're only talking about a couple of days of knowing these people, but I do think Bryce is he's a nice balance because to be honest, all the guys seem to have like a similar vibe, but I just feel like he's just sweet and chill and just like whatever, you know what I mean? And he's
Yeah.
older, so he might just have a different perspective. And then who's next? Zach and Casey?
After Zach, it was KC and Sean.
Casey and Sean. Got it. Yeah. So I actually like both of them. Personalities, looks, all that. I think they're both like solid people. Casey's really goofy. I kind of like it. I think it's like he has like this cute like awkwardness about him, but it's appealing because it's him. I feel like if that was anyone else, I don't know if I would like if I personally would like gravitate towards them the same way. But I think it suits Casey. He's a good looking guy, but he has like this like awkward, goofy personality. I think it's nice. Sean seems really down to earth. He is a child. Whoa. We're back to this. I will say Love Island.
Yeah.
We've gotta stop this. Like Sean's a great guy and I think he'll be great TV. I think that having anyone on Love Island that has a child like already sets it up for it to be harder for them because you're
Yeah.
casting younger people. Most of these people are like between 23 and 22 and 25. I mean, they're not old.
Can I
So,
just say something though?
sure.
I respect him for saying that he had a child right off the bat because Huda did not do that.
100%. I was gonna get to that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Huda did
Yes.
not do that. And that was
It
one
took
of the
her a
things
week.
that made me
It took
upset
her a
with
week.
her.
Yes.
Because I'm like, this is not some like dirty little secret that you need to hide. Like, you have a
Right.
kid, people need to know that. So I respect him
And
for
Sean's
telling,
proud of it. He is.
right, right.
Yeah.
And I respect him for
And I
laying
respect
it
it.
out right off the bat. Like, look, I have a
Now, I
kid.
will say the 10-year relationship thing, whoa. I mean,
That blew
I was
me.
like, you're joking.
I
I was
what
dying. I
no,
literally was
because
like, Sean,
and that I have to say something about that. I agree with everything that you said about the guys, so I don't even feel the need to get into it. Like, like I kind of like get into the
girl.
cast as a whole. This cast, I have never ever seen a cast like so how do I even say this? Like, this cast as a whole moves so fast. Like, just
All of them.
fast, all
Off
of
the
them
rip.
off the
Like,
rip. And we'll get,
like, they play no game.
no, yeah, we need to
Yes.
talk about it. Like,
So Zach,
especially, oh, yeah, you did skip past him.
yeah. So Zach handsome guy. I mean, the man's Greek. Need I say more?
And he's a
Um,
Nepo Love Islander.
right,
Love
Charlie.
Charlie. That's my,
We're Charlie fans over here.
yeah,
Um,
literally.
love. I actually really like Zach. I think he's calm. I don't think. I think he's an honest guy. I don't think he's trying to do anything super crazy. I know sometimes the nepotism can sometimes, make someone, they feel
I
like they
think
have.
he's the only Nepo Love Islander in the US.
I
I'm
think
not gonna,
so. Yeah,
yeah, I think he's the only Nepo because Rob, when he was on twice, like he was just on the season before. Like whenever they bring someone
yeah.
back,
He
it's
was
just
like a
like,
Costa person or
yeah, it's
whatever.
just like a
Yeah,
previous season. Yeah.
but I actually do really like Zach. And I think Zach and Charlie have slightly different personalities. I loved Charlie last season. I actually think, looking back, I think Charlie should have probably been an earlier Bombshell, if not an OG.
He was
And
there the first day though. Charlie
he
was.
was.
Yeah,
Might have
he
been
was the
y'all.
first
It's been.
bombshell with
I try to forget
Sierra.
last season. I
Yeah.
really do. No, but Charlie was great, and I am ready and sat for anything Zach has coming. Like I'm ready for it. I think that he's a little bit more like reserved from what I've picked up so far compared to Charlie. But like he's cool. I like him. I like his personality. He's great. I think this season they picked normal people, which I think is so refreshing. Like Love Island needed normal people. A lot more relatable. They pop off differently, you know what I mean? The audience gravitates towards them differently. And I think that's like a wonderful thing that we should keep doing. Producers, I hope you're listening.
No, literally. Okay, I kind of want to switch over to like
Yes,
how
go.
they coupled up.
Yes,
Um,
coupling.
so so here's the thing, right?
Get into it.
The thing that makes me the most uncomfortable with this show is watching them kiss each other within like the first 5 to 10 minutes of meeting
Why?
them. And
Why do they
like
keep doing this?
literally, and why is everyone this cast was like way more into it than any other cast I've seen. Like, and they've never done a challenge like this before, but
And they
just a
should never do it
lot.
again. And
They
they should
should
never do
never
it
do it
again.
again.
Never this early.
It was a lot, but I want to go by how they coupled up. So basically, if you didn't watch the episode, they had boys on one side and girls on the other side, and they had a door between them. And basically, they had to answer these questions like, what do you prefer? A dog, a cat, or a plant? And like basically the boys would stand behind that door and the girls would stand behind the door. They would open it, they would kiss each other, and at the end they got to pick like their person based off of that, like that
Yeah, who
connection.
they got the kiss. Yeah.
Right. Which okay, whatever.
Whatever. I
A
was
weird
like,
way, a weird way to do it.
okay, but
But
when
you know,
Casey picked Plant, I was like, sir.
yeah, so the dog, the cat, and the plant thing was an actual reference. Casey was the only person to pick a plant, and he when he opened his door, his face, no, that was not
That
that,
was
but
not
like
that.
his facial expressions every time he opened his
Open
door
the
and there was
door. It's
no one behind
hilarious.
it was hilarious. Like when there was
I
nobody
laughed out
behind
loud at
it,
my screen. I was like, sir. And then he said that he did it for the plot later, but I'm just like, you
be
did not pick
edgy.
Plant.
How did why? Okay, so he said he did it to be edgy, but who how is picking plant being edgy? I just want to know. Like genuinely, that does not seem like an edgy answer to me.
I don't even know. Casey's hilarious though. I love his sense of humor. Just like really works for him as like an individual because I think a lot of guys in general just try to be like too cool, whatever. And I just think Casey's just like on another vibe, you know? Um, but yes, I thought even seeing each of the girls choose and like that whole process, it was actually kind of funny because I think Sincere got Anaya and Melanie. I don't think Casey didn't get anyone, which blew me, y'all. Blew me, blew me.
That
Casey is good
Anaya,
looking.
okay, so here's the thing. So yeah, let's just talk about who coupled up really quickly. Uh at the end it was Bryce and Trinity, John and Bea, Casey and Anaya, Melanie and Sincere, and Zach and Kinsey. So initially Anaya didn't stand behind Casey's door, which is
Hmm.
so funny because people were saying they thought it was crazy that Bryce had someone and Casey didn't. And I want to comment on this because I feel like I like Bryce. Like I think he's a nice person, and I feel like
Me
just
too.
because he's like not like everyone's cup of tea doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve to have someone behind
Right.
his door, right? I
I think
actually
all of
didn't
them should have.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I was surprised. I really feel like Anaya played because like I really feel like she played because I saw that happening. Like I saw each
Girl,
couple
we all
going that
did.
way. Exactly, especially when they were doing the challenge. I'm like, oh, these people make sense. Like this is how it's gonna go. So when
Yeah.
she stood behind Sincere's door, I was like, I don't know if
No,
he's gonna pick
ma'am.
you.
I was
Like
like,
no
no, ma'am.
shade. I felt like she was better suited for Casey. And I felt like Sincere would have swayed toward Melanie. So that's why I was so confused
I'm happy
when
that
that
everyone was
happened.
honest in that situation too. I think even Anaya knew that Sincere wasn't going to pick her because if you watch the clip, and maybe we'll insert it, but if you watch the clip, she like was ready for him to say Melanie. And
Hmm.
it's because if we're just going based off type, right? I think aesthetically, everyone expected Anaya to choose Casey. And I think Casey expected Anaya to choose Casey. So when there was no
Yeah.
one there, and he was, he commented after and he was like, oh, I was hoping she'd be behind my door and blah, 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 as we see in like later episodes and stuff too. A lot of people would have rooted for Sincere and Melanie anyway, because I don't know if you guys saw, but normally every year for Love Island, people create edits of like who they think would look good together and all this stuff. And Sincere and Melanie were one of the couples that people wanted to get together before the show even aired. So I think that moving forward, like after that door challenge, I think people would have wanted Sincere to pick Melanie and like go that direction. And I think Anaya, to your point, I think Anaya knew that like Sincere wasn't picking her, and
Yeah.
that's tough because um I think that overall, like Love Island, we typically stereotype and try to see like whose type is who. But I think that overall, Anaya and Casey are like a better look. And I think Melanie and Sincere are a better look. And we'll definitely get into more of it. But yeah, I think that the right choices were made.
So piggybacking off of like talking about the couples, I kind of wanted to get into Zach and Kinsey a little bit
Let's get into
because
it.
I feel like Kinsey has been mad about a comment that he made, like progressively throughout each
Hmm.
episode, but he made this comment in episode one, so I think it's important to touch on. He said that she's not her type or she's not his type because
Hmm.
he usually goes for people with darker features, like darker hair and things like that.
Right.
And Kenzie is mad till this day about
Right.
it. And that's like my only gripe with her because like I understand like being hurt by it and like she's probably not used to someone telling her that she's not their type, right? Understand that. But at the same time, she's making it seem like Zach has like completely dogged her and like not been up honest up until this point about
Right.
feelings.
Exactly.
And I feel
Hmm.
like he was very straightforward. Like I don't know how straight like more straightforward he could have been. So
Hmm.
I kind of wanted to know your thoughts on that because I'm kind of annoyed by like that whole thing. Like I feel like
So
it's
yes.
petty.
So yes. Um, as much as I'm for the petty game, because Sister Kenzie, I feel like she is very petty right now in her feels. And let's just be honest, right? She's blonde, she's blue eyes, you know, and that's a lot of guys' type, right? Now, I think that for her, maybe no one's ever told that to her face. I don't know that, like, she's not their type, whatever, whatever. Personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think that everyone has their own type, and types change and fluctuate, and it's broad, it's slim, it's whatever it is for that person. Um, I don't think she should have taken it as personally as she took it. It's okay for it to, I guess, take her by surprise that he said that to her face, because maybe no one has. I don't know. But the way she's like retaliating isn't really, it's not worth it. Like, you know what I mean? They haven't been together long enough for this kind of, and besides that, Zach has been pretty honest with her. I mean, it can't get any more simple than like, you're not my normal type. From then on, I knew Zach wasn't even that interested in her. But, you know, because body language is everything. And then you have the actual conversations. And then you've got, you know, everyone else's voices around you. And in my opinion, I just think that if things were the other way around, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Because I
Yeah,
think Zach probably would have responded more or less like, oh, okay, whatever, you know, whatever.
yeah,
But I think it's because Zach wasn't interested, and you know, through his actions was kind of showing that he wasn't interested. And I think Kinsey was like, okay, I don't understand like how you can be coupled up with me, but you know, you're telling me like I'm not your type, da 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 da. Because of how they did it this year with the doors and everything like that and all that, right? They changed a lot of things up this year. So you can't really blame Zach, right? And it's okay for Kinsey to be taken aback, but I do think that like she's kind of done the most for it to have at that point only been like a day. So
yeah.
I'm like, you barely know the man. The man is
And
from the UK.
she picked him. The girls had all the power in this coupling
Sure did.
situation. Unless there were two people standing behind a boy's door, the
Mm-hmm.
deal was done. Like whoever the
Right.
girls picked, that was it. So the fact that she was the only one behind his door, she picked him. He technically didn't pick her. Who knows how that would have gone if it was the other way around, you know? Like would she even be mad about it?
And he was
You know?
honest. He was
He
honest. The
was
man was
he
honest.
was very honest.
You can't be mad. I mean, you could be mad, but she shouldn't have been that mad because he was very honest. Now, from her
Yeah.
perspective, he wasn't that honest. He could have been more vocal.
I don't
They
know
always
what else
can,
you can say.
right. They
Like, what
always
do
can be more
I don't
vocal,
like
but
you? Like, what else
right.
am I
It's
supposed to
plain and
say?
simple. But there are people that say like, "Hey, you're not my normal type," but they'll still explore you, right? So there's gray area in the whole like, I you're not my normal type because it's the way that he said it. Um, he didn't say it in like a targeting tone. He kind of said it like, "You're not my normal type," but like it felt like there was a but there, like I'll get to know you because you're here, but like not because
See,
I'm
and
interested.
I didn't feel that way at all. Like, I kind
Really?
of felt like he was like waiting for the bombshells to come in, which they do come in this
I
episode.
felt like he
So,
was waiting. I felt like he was, but I felt like I'm agreeing with you in the sense of like, I felt like he was honest. Like for me, his body language was everything. He really didn't tell anything to Kenzie. Because as soon as she walked through that door, I could just tell like he wasn't really all about her. But I do, because I think Zach has been waiting for a bombshell as well. I just think she took it like as Kenzie's the type of person that needs you to tell her, like, I don't like you. I mean, and that's just what it is. I don't think I think Zach did enough too, but I like if someone told me like you're not my normal type, I would naturally just like hesitate, right? I don't think she hesitated, and I think it just backfired. Um, but again, I think that she dragged it too long, and like it just shouldn't have been that big of a deal that early when you don't really know the man anyway, and you're already like coming for him. And he was honest enough for me to have been like, okay, it's chill now, right? I think the pettiness at the fire pit and all that too was just like overdoing it. However, I'm all about the pettiness. It just got to be at the right time,
yes, I'm Queen Petty LaBelle. So, like Cardi B
right?
said. So,
Like
like, I agree with Petty sometimes, but I feel like sometimes Petty is not
it's
warranted.
childish, right?
It's like,
It can
and
be
this is one of
childish.
those situations where I'm like,
It
this is
is.
not warranted.
It is for
But
sure.
leaving that in the past, moving on.
Moving on.
So, yes, at the end of this episode, the first two bombshells come in, Kada and Gabriel, and the couples have an opportunity to decide if they want to stick with their couple or explore. So, Trinity and Bea choose to explore the new bombshells, and Bryce and Zach choose to explore the new bombshells, and everyone else stays loyal. So, at the end of this episode, Gabriel and Kada take each of those groups of people to like a hideaway secret room, which I hated, by the way. I hated every
Hated.
second of that. I think
That
I
was the most
skipped.
cringiest thing ever
Yeah, and that's
and
bringing us
disgusting.
into episode two, so we can touch on episode two. But
What
I
do you
hate.
think of Gabriel and Kada? Let's start there.
So
What do
okay,
you
okay,
think of
yeah.
him?
Let's start there. Gabriel, at first, I thought, okay, he's really gonna shake things up. Like he's cool, he's teen, like he's really gonna bring some like different energy into the villa, shake these couples
Hmm.
up. We need that.
Yeah,
Now, has this man ever had like a converse? I think the first conversation him and Bea actually had, like real conversation, was in episode 4. Up until that
genuinely,
point, he's just been
the
kissing
man was making out.
everybody. And I'm like, okay, there's no depth. I'm not getting any depth from this man at
At
all.
all.
Like at all. And now that we're talking about episode 2, when him and Trinity and Bea were in their like little hideaway thing, or like I think it was
Hmm.
on his date with Trinity, and she was like, "Oh, I kind of want to settle down and like have kids and start a family." Did you see his face? Mind you, Trinity's younger than him, right?
Right,
She's our age.
right.
Like, so like
I'm like,
this
hello,
is early.
Gabriel.
You're older than her. But he is not serious in the slightest. Like he will ruin
He's
Bea's
there for
summer.
fun.
Oh, sorry. I kind of gave a spoiler. Like him and Bea ended up coupling up, whatever. He is going to ruin her summer. Like
No, let me
ruin.
tell you. So I actually love, love Kata. Don't even get me started. In the beginning, obviously, it's kind of hard to tell. Like when she first came in, you never really know with bombshells. They can either sway one way or the other way. Truly, truly. And Gabriel was actually meant to be an OG, and I'm actually very happy that he was a bombshell. Everything that I thought he would be from like an OG point of view is coming out in his bombshell. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's very bombshell, I guess is what I mean. Like he's
Yeah,
very
I
there for the games,
he
very
should
much
have never
there,
been
like,
on the OG cast. Like he
and that's why I'm
does not
happy
give
that he
OG.
technically wasn't, because at this
Yeah,
point I'm like, the man's unserious. He needs to go home. He's not this that man should have been on Too Hot to Handle. He should have never been here. But that's a different story for a different day. I'm just saying Gabriel's useless at this point because I don't think he's serious in the slightest. I
not
think
useless. That is crazy. That
I'm
is
just
crazy.
saying, like, I'm saying it in the sense of he could have been like, I think if he was used on Too Hot to Handle, I think he would have been like the star. But I think in this show, he's not really giving Love Island like what Love Island viewers would want to see from a Love Island contestant. As far as his personality, it's not coming across on screen. Him and Bea kind of seem a little unserious. I think she's a lot more serious than he is, but from his side, not really getting that, especially if you only had one conversation. Honey, you've been there for like 3 days. Like, chop, chop. Um,
Yeah,
it would be different if they weren't getting screen time, but they're actually giving them screen time, which I'll get into in a second. They're giving them screen time, and he's not using it well. So I'm saying he's
every
useless
every time
because
he's on screen, he's making out with someone. Every time,
genuinely,
every
genuinely,
time, every time.
meanwhile, Kate is having like these meaningful conversations and she's like having them with both Bryce and Zach. Also, funny moment, them three in the bed, literally
I
what had
hated
me,
that. I hated every second of
I was
that.
humiliated for Bryce. Genuinely
But
humiliated.
this is a little side note that, and we talked about this over the phone.
Yes,
She knows
y'all.
exactly what I'm about to say. I live for a Love Island bromance, and Zach and Bryce are serving me that this season.
They
And
are.
I love all the people who have made edits of them together. Like that, those type of people are, that's my sense of humor. I am living for that bromance. And I
Genuinely.
find it so funny that this bromance blossomed after this like little trio thing that happened.
They're
Like,
a breath of fresh air after Rob and Aaron. I thought we'd never
oh
have
my
like
gosh. No, it's literally, so people were comparing them to Rob and Aaron. No one will ever top Rob and Aaron.
nobody
They were like this. Like Aaron really needed Rob.
from
Okay?
day
Like
one, from day
from day
dot.
one. And then I feel like they're kind of getting like Austin and Charlie a little bit too from last
Oh
season,
yeah,
but
but
like a
better.
better
Yeah,
version,
but better.
right?
I'm like, but
Like a
better.
better version. So I love them. I like together,
Because the difference is, I
together.
actually like Bryce's personality. I didn't like Austin's, so I felt
Yeah,
like as a
Bryce is
viewer, I
actually
wasn't
adding to the
right.
show.
Right, right,
No
right.
offense to
So,
Austin, but he was kind of just there a lot of the time. Like
always
just yeah,
from top to
like
bottom, he was just there. And you know what? Let me rephrase. I think that's kind of how Gabriel feels. Like it's kind of like he's just there. He's not really like he's not there. It doesn't feel genuine, I guess.
yeah.
It kind of just feels he's genuinely trying to have a good time, but he's
He
not genuinely trying to find a connection, I don't think.
And you know what's so funny? In my notes, I wrote he's going to be a problem, but I don't think he's going to be a problem anymore because, like, he's just sticking
Mm-mm.
to his couple and making out with her, not forming a deeper connection, but he's not like moving in the way that I thought he would, where he would like be jumping from girl to girl.
Oh no, girl. After makeout night one, I was like, oh no, this man is gonna be kissing everybody. But at best,
And I
at
thought
best.
he would be doing that with like everyone. But
Yeah, but nah, he
he's kind
didn't.
of sticking. I thought he would kind of be like talking to everyone, but he's just sticking with his
Nah.
yeah.
Nah. I think they wanted him to bring that energy though. From a production standpoint, I think that they wanted Gabriel to like be that guy to like shake it up. You know what I mean? Because he's an attractive guy. I don't think Gabriel is going to. Part of it, I think too, is like I think he's still trying to get comfortable in the villa, like with everybody, and I think right now he's the most comfortable with Bea because they both speak Spanish and like that's his first language, all those things. So I think he's still trying to get a little bit comfortable. I don't think, and that's not even a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying like I think that that's a little bit of the journey with him. He's not really like giving the TV that we thought he would give. However, I will tell you a couple that is Melanie and Sincere.
Don't
They are
no.
a
And
hot mess.
this kind of goes into episode three. I honestly, episode two is like kind of boring. Like the real thing was that Kata picked Zach and that Gabriel picked Bea and that broke up Sean
Right.
and Bea and Kenzie and Zach. So now Kenzie and Sean are single. Uh,
Sincere needs to wear his hair down more.
more. Yeah. I just wanted to wrap up episode two because like that's like the biggest things from episode two. So now we get into episode three. And this is where things start to get real because
Screaming.
because
I'm literally
Sincere
screaming.
Sincere decides to pull Kata for a chat. Mind you, this chat was so stupid. All they were talking about was pineapple on pizza and McDonald's. Like, really. So, but this chat sends Melanie into a literal tailspin. Like, she's crying about it. Well, not about that, but like it kind of starts to get her to spiral, and then she's like crying, which, mind you, this is another side note. Why why is everybody crying so much? And it's been like week one.
Listen, the way I see it, the way I see it, this is the thing, and I'm gonna say this because as an OG fan, that's gonna be it every year. Everyone's gonna be crying from day one, especially the
I
girls.
didn't
I think
For what I remember though, season seven, there was not this many tears. There was not this many like yes,
I don't
I
remember.
I don't feel like it accelerated this much. I really don't. And I feel like
No,
Melanie and Sincere are giving Jeremiah Hood a run for their money just a little bit.
just a
Just
little
a
bit.
little bit.
You know
Like
what?
Ace would have a field day with, with this
Listen,
entire
listen,
cast.
because let's get into it, right? I actually really liked Melanie and Sincere. Um, I don't. It's so hard to judge, and I think I was saying this yesterday, but it's kind of hard to judge what's too fast and what's too slow. Because if I was an Islander, um, there's people that I know that I would talk to, but like, am I pulling them for chats? No. Sometimes you just kind of know like someone isn't your type and you kind of just, there's no reason to like engage with it, right? I think for Melanie and Sincere and Casey and Anaya, I think that that's the case. I really do. I don't think anyone on the island at this moment is any, like, is really for any of them because even if they do like other people or even if they're interested in other people, I don't think anyone, and I'm not talking about episode four, I'm talking about episode three. I think at this point, no one's really like rocked the boat because even though Kata came in, right, she was talking to Sincere and like they had whatever chat that was, hot, weird mess. Um, I think that Sincere not telling Melanie is it's something. I don't know if it's as big of a deal as she was making it, but it's definitely something where I think it's like open communication, right? I don't think it required tears
Well, that's
because
the thing. I would agree
yeah.
with you, but I feel like, because like you said, there's probably no one that's piqued their interest, right? I think she made it a bigger deal than what it needed to be. And
Oh,
that's
me
all I'll
too.
leave it at.
Me too.
And like I I don't know. With the whole Sincere and Melanie thing, the reason I say that they're giving Jeremiah and Huda a run for their money is because I feel like even they didn't Hilda didn't have this crash out on episode 3, maybe 5 or
But you know
6.
who did? But you know who did? So
Who?
someone compared them to Leah and Rob, and Leah was
I told
crying on
Yeah,
day
I
two.
forgot about that.
Me too. Me too. But I saw it on Twitter, I think. And
Yeah,
I think that is absolutely right. I actually think Melanie is like a mixture of the two of them because I think Melanie has the pull of an audience of the audience like Leah had because there's a lot of things that Leah kind of like got away with because the season was so good. But I think that and no shade to Leah, she's great. But I think that um I think that Melanie is like a combination of the two of them because in her couple, right? I do agree. I think that the Jeremiah and Huda it reinvents itself, right? It
it
comes
really
back in
does.
different forms. And I think that Melanie had expectations of Sincere very early on because she was very sweet and very playful and very kind the first like 1.5 episodes. And as soon as Kata came in, it was like, oh no, you're about to hear from me. So I think that like the tears started, the emotions got like amped up, right? Sincere saw like none of that coming. They played that pool game, uh, which I thought that was actually kind of refreshing. I really liked the game because they've never done a game like that with their mics on. So I was like, oh, this is
And
nice.
I do have something to say because the
Mm-hmm.
hair, like all of the Black girls' hair, has been like a topic this entire season for whatever reason. I don't know why. Let
Don't
them wear whatever.
understand.
Right. I don't care what hairstyle they're wearing. Like I don't care.
It
I do
always
find
is
it
too. I don't get it.
right. I do find it funny though that they had them do like a pool activity, knowing that some of them definitely have leave out.
Girl,
Like,
I was like, you do not have these people being pushed, mind you, into the
right.
pool and then
But right,
soaked.
like exactly. And you know what? I let them figure that out. Like they still look good at the end of the day. I would have been stressed.
Tea.
Like no shade. I
No,
would
because
have
I would be
had
like, hold on.
no, yeah. I probably if I ever and I will never go on the show. I just have to say that. But if
Right,
I did, I would have my hair braided. Cause like there's no way
right.
I'm
I'm not
going.
doing that.
Yeah, I'm not
You
going
won't
with my
see me.
yeah, you won't see me
You won't see me.
with
Um,
exactly.
I did love that game. I think it revealed that Sincere has cheated. Whoop de doo. I'm
I
glad we
feel
knew
like we
this.
knew that.
Right, but we knew this.
He said so as much in his like opening intro. Like he's like
Right,
he said he had a wandering eye. I feel like I knew that.
right. I'm
I
like,
learned a lot about some people though that I didn't need to know. No shade. Trinity,
that
I don't even like I don't know what she's
girl, because I
Trinity,
was
you're
shook. I was
yeah,
shook. But the Islanders were shook. That's how you knew it was wild.
right. I'm
The
not
Islanders
even
were shook.
go watch the episode if you want to know
Right. If you want to
what
see what we're talking about, go watch
go
episode
watch
3.
it.
You'll know
I'm not
exactly.
even
Go to the pool challenge, and you'll know exactly what we're talking about because they called out each Islander. Anywho,
yeah.
I think Casey and Anaya, theirs were calm. It wasn't anything like super crazy. What did Bryce do? Because I'm trying to think of
He like talked to some girl to talk to the girl's friend,
that.
I
That
guess.
was it. I thought that that was kind of like what. I knew it
You
had
know
something to do with the
what?
girlfriend.
I don't even know. I kind of skipped past it at that point because I was like, I felt
I'm so
uncomfortable by
uninterested.
some of their confessions. I will say Gabriel's to me wasn't surprising. The fact that he slept with the 50-year-old woman, I was like,
Oh,
as
oh,
soon
I
as they
guessed
read
him.
that, as
I
soon as
guessed
they
him.
read
I
it,
was
I was
like,
like, that's Gabriel.
Gabriel. Yeah,
I'm like,
like
oh,
Gabriel.
I wrote something down too. Like the music behind some of these scenes are cracking me up
Oh my
because
gosh.
I think Diet Pepsi by Addison Rae was playing at some point during that episode, and that was frying me. I don't know why, but that
You
was
noticed that.
so funny. I think
That is
it, I,
hilarious.
no, yeah, I do have to say something like before we get to the pool challenge, because this has been on my mind for a while now. So we said that Zach and Ken, or not Zach, Sean and Kenzie are single at this point, right? And they have one conversation, one. And it was like, it was, who knows how long it lasted, but it was a small conversation. Tell me why the literal next morning he brings her breakfast and they start kissing.
Girl,
They
girl.
start
And
full
they've been
on
doing it ever
kissing.
since. They've been
And
doing
then
that ever
they
since.
kiss. I no, Samaya. I literally said, "Hold on." What did I miss? I thought I missed the whole scene, and I had to
I,
go back. I
I'm not
was like,
rooting for it either. I'm
honestly,
not. I'm really not. Oh,
I'm only rooting for it because I want Sean to stay. But I think he's going home at this point. I
no,
don't
you
know.
know what? I don't know. I don't know if it'll be Sean. I just want to say, Kenzie was giving Zach heat the entire episode. Like, she
For no
was
reason.
so
For no
upset.
reason.
So, Zach was looking like,
No, and you know what's so funny to me? Like the fact that he tried to have a conversation with her twice. She's like, no. And then, but you're still dissing him in these challenges. Like, girl, when are you gonna move on? You're macking on Gabriel, you're talking to Sean. Like, you have options. Like,
no,
when
and about Sean, he was absolutely right. I can't remember if this was during that time, but I want to say it was. He was like, she's kind of immature emotionally for that, or
yeah, I
something
think that
along those
was
lines.
last night's episode
I thought that
4.
was so like accurate because I don't think Kenzie is like immature, but I think that like during those moments when you are petty like that, that's what I meant earlier when I was like, it's kind of childish. Like it can be funny, but it can be childish. And I think Kenzie not having that conversation and then making digs later is unfair because Zach has asked you multiple times to have a conversation and you don't want to. So at this point, it's time to drop it. These are those moments where I'm like, all right, girl, like let's reel it in. It's okay. You guys are only coupled up for like a day or whatever it is. Like, let's move on. And she moved on to Sean. So
Real quick.
go
Tw
ahead.
20 minutes into the first episode, I feel like 20, 30 minutes, they're kissing. Okay, cool. Next. Next.
Right. Next,
Okay,
please.
so at the end of this episode, we let's like bring it back to Melanie and Sincere because their final conversation in this episode, episode 3, was kind of crazy. So Melanie and Sincere are talking, and like he's basically trying to explain himself. And I feel like he activated her pettiness in this moment, and like she
Mhm.
showed out in episode 4.
Oh,
But
yes.
like this conversation between them like really turned a switch in her brain, and I feel like her crazy was starting to come out a little bit.
Oh,
Like
yeah. See, episode 3, Mel was like, she was up.
she
Okay.
was
She was up.
up. But the thing is, what's so funny to me, she was mad in episode 3 for him not talking to her, for him pulling Kata.
Right.
And then she goes and does the same thing kind of in episode 4. Doesn't talk to him the whole episode. And the bombshell, he's T, by the way, comes in and she completely switches her focus to him. Corbin is his name. Um, I just find that so like weird and
No,
kind
because
of hypocritical,
no,
just a
because
little.
I put in my notes, I said, don't mess with Mel. Let Sincere act crazy one time. Let him do it. Because I
And
thought,
the switch up is crazy. If he acts, just
no, because
messes up once.
she's nuts. Like she can I mean, she can get there is what I'm saying. Like she
Yeah.
can get to that point. And in that moment, she was great. And the thing is, I'm not a Mel fan, but I feel like I keep switching because there's moments where I'm not like mad at her for reacting that way. However, I think sometimes Mel like wants to have her cake and eat it. Like all the people that she pulls and this and that, and then like Sincere can't do anything. So without her getting like really upset. So um so I really think that between the two of them, like it gave so much that translated into so much turmoil in episode 4, and we'll get to that because girl, Mel was turned on. Okay,
Like you said, Melanie and Sincere's last conversation kind of bring us into episode 4 a little bit. Um,
things
I
got
think
hot this episode, y'all.
it
Last
did.
night was
And
pretty crazy.
dare I say the best episode yet? I know we're only four
Thank God.
episodes in. We're only four episodes in, but it was giving because episode 2 was a little boring. 3 picked it back up. This
And one is a
ate
lot of
down.
intro.
Yeah,
Right, right.
1 is always whatever.
A lot
But
of yeah.
this one ate down. Dare I say I don't want anyone to leave except
I
Gabriel.
don't
But
either. Right,
well,
Gabriel, you're dismissed.
Gabriel can go because he really isn't bringing anything to the table. But like even Bryce and Trinity, like they had a really good conversation last night about their connection. Because obviously in the challenge, like she slimed him. Basically, the challenge was the girls like had to slime somebody who they thought it was like a prompt or something, and her prompt was like, oh, I think this person is fake, basically. And she slimed her own partner, which is iconic, by the way. Like, she is so funny. But, anyways, that like upset him and they had a conversation about it. And I know before anyone comes for me about the whole Bryson Trinity situation, I like them. I'm sorry. Sue me. I like them.
I
I
like
don't
them for the
know who.
time being. I love the little Tims that they both got on. You know what I'm saying? I like
Yeah.
them for the time being. Like, I think they're fine. Like, I don't, I'm not moved by them yet, but they're
They're
fine.
And this is probably a hot take, but they're moving me more than some of the other couples. I just have to say, only because like the whole Melanie and Sincere thing, that is a train wreck. Like that is headed off the rails. And
Oh no,
I
it's a train wreck.
exactly. And
Yeah.
like Bea and Gabriel, they don't talk. They all they do is kiss. So I'm done with them. Like
Girl,
like
I
I
was
don't
done when they started.
exactly. Zach and Kata, I like both of them individually, but as a couple, they don't really like bring
Really? I
much.
like them.
I like
They
them,
don't bring much, but
but
like,
they don't.
but I feel like Melanie and Sincere are bringing so much right now. I don't need them to bring a lot because Kata and Melanie, now that's a different thing.
Okay,
But
so yeah, let's get into that. So during the challenge, I don't even remember what Melanie's prompt was. What do you remember what it was?
mm-mm, mm-mm.
It was
I don't think I
basically
remember either.
it was something shady, and
It
she
was
decided to slime Kata. And
Kata.
naturally, mind you, side note, Kata runs the streets of New Hampshire. We're finding out Kata is
She's a new hammy girly, okay?
she does not play. She is turning into baddies Love Island.
No,
Anyways,
really.
she does not play. So Kata stood on business and was
Mm-hmm.
basically coming at Melanie after that. I think when it was her turn to like slime someone, I remember her prompt. It was like who should like step outside of their connection, and she
Mm-hmm.
slimed Sincere. And then
Yes.
a part of the challenge was that they had to kiss someone outside of their couple, and she
Mhm.
kissed Sincere. So
Right.
and she said it in her confessional. She says she's a tit for tat girly. So if you come for her, she's coming for you. And she
Right.
stood on that,
She said,
which
I won't sit quiet.
right. And I respect that so much because I feel like some people like wouldn't like come back right
Listen,
at
I'm a
you.
cater girl, okay? Like
Yeah.
I
I,
think she stands
yeah.
her ground and like I think she confronts in the right way. Like when Melanie tried to give her that hug or whatever after the challenge, I think it was, I'm
Yeah, she's
like,
like,
girl,
not too much.
no.
She
Yeah,
literally said,
like
don't give me too much fake love or something like that.
right.
I was
And I'm
like,
like,
that's so real because at the end of the day, Melanie, you're starting fights that you can't finish. Like,
not only that, not only that, you walk up to me and Zach and you're like, hey, can I talk to y'all after your like altercation, or I guess that's the word, with Bea? No. Like, what makes you think Kato would be like, yeah, you can come talk to us because you need someone to talk to? Like, no, 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 no.
that, and
We're not
that
doing
just,
sympathy votes this year, y'all. We're not doing that.
yeah, I think that goes to show how not delusional, but how much Melanie is in her own little world. Like she kind of, in my mind, she kind of thinks she could like do something. And just because you apologize, like it's okay. Like, no, your actions have to follow up. And I think
Yeah,
what happened in that altercation with Bea is Bea was basically just saying, like, because this all has to do with Corbin. Basically, Melanie pulled him like right in
mid
the middle.
conversation,
Like
which
they
is
were
rude,
actively,
y'all.
it is rude.
It's
And she
rude.
was like, she has a couple, Kenzie doesn't. And Bea was basically saying, like, look, you're kind of taking away opportunities from people who actually need to talk to him. And it was just rude that you pulled him in the middle of the conversation. And she was like, I'm sorry, da da da, let's move on. But it was kind of giving sassy and like you didn't really care, you know? And
Yeah.
I think that was the problem. Like,
Hmm.
it would have been fine if you would have just apologized. Like, it seemed genuine, but I feel like she was being sassy and like she didn't really care, but she was just saying
So
she was
it's funny
sorry.
because on Twitter, not to cut you off, but on
No,
Twitter,
you're
it was
fine.
like, um, so it's split. The internet is split because they don't know which one is in the right. They don't know if Bea is in the right or if Mel is in the right. A lot of people are rooting for Mel. She does have a very strong fan base. I do think my initial reaction, this is what I'm gonna say before I even read Twitter, y'all, because I try not to just like bandwagon. I go based off of how I feel the conversation went from my own perspective. And I think that at first I'm like, Mel is a little crazy. Like she's acting like, you know, well, what did I do wrong kind of thing. Like she's not really taking accountability. And I read this online. Somebody was kind of clocking some of the Mel followers or whatever. And they were like, guys, just because she said that like my bad isn't I'm sorry. And like
Well,
I
and
didn't
that's
mean
what
to
I was
isn't I'm
getting at.
sorry. Yes.
Yeah, that's
It's
kind of
not
what
the
I was
same
getting
thing.
at.
Yes.
Right.
And I think that that's absolutely correct. And so I do think, and I wrote this down. So one second, y'all. I do think that Bea um, was a little bit strong because Kinsey wasn't even really moved like that. And Kinsey and Trinity had already clocked Mel. Like they had already told her
Yeah.
to like sit back and it was in a playful way, but they said it to her when it happened. So
Yeah.
Bea saying something after the fact was valid because they had been talking about it. But I
Yeah.
think that like Kinsey herself wasn't like she wasn't as moved as Bea came across. So when she did address it to Melanie, I think some of the viewers, it was, they were kind of like, well, um, Bea should have been like calmer about this because Kinsey wasn't as, she wasn't as pressed about this. Like they already had said something, yada yada. And I'm like, well, the thing is, right? They were talking about it after the fact because the girls were bothered that the three of them, because Anaya and Kata didn't say anything. So the three of them were bothered that Melanie had been like, she pulled him mid conversation. He was actually in the middle of talking and she was like kind of hogging him, right? And as rude as I think that all was, that whole thing, right? I think that it needed to be checked. I just don't know if maybe Bea was the wrong messenger, but it needed to be said because when Trinity and Kinsey and I watched the clip like over and over again where we watched it. So I was trying to like analyze and trying to get different points of view. But I think that like Kinsey wasn't like she was like, girl, like sit back, right? That was it. Then Trinity was like, yeah, you're doing too much. Like, there's other people over here, whatever, whatever. But they said it in a playful manner because Corbin was still sitting there. Whereas Bea, when she addressed the matter, she was more like, okay, well, you need to just take accountability because, like, what you did was rude and, like, all of us were still talking to him. And yeah, it wasn't Bea that Kennedy was necessarily, like, in front of. But I do think that Bea was in the right for at least calling it out. Because I think that like Melanie, as like I said, as big of a following as she has, I think that a lot of people are accepting like the crazy sides of her because we all want the drama, right? But at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I think that the girls felt like, okay, you're trying to like have your cake and eat it kind of thing. Like if this was sincere, like, you would have like a whole panic attack because like Sincere is trying to get to know other people or yada yada yada. It's already been proven that him pulling Kata for a chat really bothered her. Whereas now um I think Melanie, because like she's the one that can do that and like pull Corbin, everyone's like, well, if this was anybody else doing this to Sincere, like you would have a problem. So why are you like hogging Corbin? And all of us haven't even really chatted to him yet, and he was in the middle of talking. Why are you chatting to him, pulling him, and being like, insincere? No pun intended, but being insincere with like your intentions um, when it comes to the girls, because all of them deserve to get to know him, and he deserves to get to know all of them, right? He's not just there for Melanie. He could be,
You
but
know what? Okay. I I do have to say something about like him getting to know everyone. Just from
mhm,
the vibe that I get from him, I can already tell. I feel like he's gonna go for Kate and Melanie, and I think Kinsey might be in the running just because she's single.
she's
I
single, yeah.
Because his energy, he was giving most attention to those two girls. So I'm
I
kind of
think he'll go for
thinking,
Kata first. I think
I think
because
so
Melanie pulled
too.
him, I think he will like talk to Kata first. I do agree with you.
I agree. I'm like, and this is where I get into like, I do have to say though, with like the whole Bea and Melanie situation, I think I agree with Bea more just because I feel like she went into that conversation calm. She was calling out like what she didn't like about the situation. And I think it escalated based on Melanie's response. And so
Mhm.
I stayed with Bea in that sense because I feel like she was trying to be civil about it and it just escalated. I think
Give me 10.
give me 10, give me
Give
10.
me 10.
Someone on Twitter is like, I think she needs 10 minutes. Like,
I think
give
she
me
needs
10,
10
give me
minutes.
10.
Like, give me
She's
10.
like, I'm not going back to that couch. Like, that
Right.
crazy?
I was like,
Like,
girl, please.
girl,
This
like,
is
okay.
crazy.
Like, and what's funny to me, I wrote this down. Casey, Gabriel, and Bryce just looking at the situation.
They were like, what's
like,
happening?
they're like, they need to grab their popcorn. It was so funny. I wrote down too, I wrote sincere. If there is another option, please jump immediately because I feel like Melanie is gonna leave him in the bed. If Corbin,
Me
if
too.
Corbin picks her, and okay, this goes into like what we think is gonna happen because like
Hmm.
obviously there's a dumping on Sunday.
Woo!
Based off what we've said, it's either possibly like based on my opinion, I think it's gonna either be Zach, Sincere, or Sean going home. Because I don't foresee Corbin necessarily picking Trinity Bea or Anaya. But I could be wrong. He could surprise me. But just from like the energy that he was giving in that
Hmm.
first initial conversation with the girls, I think he's most
Hmm.
interested in Kata and Melanie.
Oh, for
And
sure.
yeah,
But is Corbin going to be interested in the sincere drama? Because mind you, right? This is the way I'm seeing it. Corbin kind of seems really chill right now. He doesn't really give like he's going to get super wild right now. Like he just got there. So I think he's going to like go for his favorites, Kata and Melanie. But I think that like Melanie comes with like this territorial baggage that that's coming more from like maybe sincere and kind of her. I mean, they both kind of can be that way. So in different ways, they have different ways of showing it, but like overall, they're both a little territorial. So I think you're absolutely right. I do agree with you on who I think will be dumped. Similar, Zach, Sean, or who's the last person said? Bryce.
sincere.
Sincere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that um sincere, like I think he's handling it well, but I think that like I mean for the most part, I think he's like handling it okay. Um because I think Melanie is doing so much. Like she's doing a lot. I mean, I'm just going to be frank with y'all. I think she's doing a lot. I think she's doing so much to the point where like it's so obvious that she really wants to get to know Corbin that I think it'll be definitely there'll be some turmoil there between like Corbin, Melanie, and Sincere for sure. That's coming. Um, I think that Kata, how old is Kata? Do
She's
we remember?
22.
She is? Okay, I
Yeah.
couldn't remember if she looks 25. So I was
She's like
like
really
she's really mature.
mature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why. But she could like Corbin. She could. And if Corbin gets to choose, because the girls are supposed to pick at the recoupling.
They
So if
are?
mhm,
Thought he was picking.
I think it's the girls. I think he's picking, but like the girl, I think he gets first dibs, but I think the girls are picking. Because
So,
last
okay.
season, I think it was like that too.
As soon as he picks his person, I can tell you how it's gonna go. I just need to know who he's gonna pick. But
Right.
and
I need to see
yeah,
like the vibes between like his conversation with Melanie and then compare it to Kata.
I
That'll
think
really help.
I think he okay, just from what we've seen, I really think, and I don't know if there will be turmoil between him and Sincere necessarily, because Sincere doesn't seem like the type of person to like fight anyone over that type of stuff. I think
Hmm.
what would like stray him from Melanie, like you said, is if she's acting crazy and he witnesses that, like the
Yeah, that's
craziness
true.
between her and Sincere. But I really think I don't see him picking Kayla. Like if I'm really if I'm like being completely honest with my prediction, I think he's gonna pick Melanie and I think Sincere might go home. And I'm stressed about it. Because when I think
He
about all the
might.
like different opinions, I don't want anyone to go home.
I don't
Like
want anyone to go home. It's
I
getting
love
good
this
now.
group. I love
Yeah.
this group that we
It's
have
a
here.
good group.
I
Yeah.
don't want anyone to go home. Maybe
Me
Gabriel,
neither.
but I think
No, Gabriel can get the boot ski, and I'm okay with that. Okay. Gabriel
I'm
can get the boot
sorry,
ski.
Gabriel, but you're not bringing anything to the table and you're making all of us uncomfortable. Like
Well, also
genuinely,
he's no storyline either. Like, I mean,
other
really, like him and
other
Bea,
than
it
being
isn't enough.
like lustful, that's his
That's
only
it. That's all
storyline.
he's got to offer right now. So, I mean, I think okay, it's actually funny because I think if Corbin picks Kata, it will be because he doesn't want to deal with. So when I said turmoil between like Melanie and Sincere and Corbin, I more so meant like Melanie. That whole dynamic will be a problem, like between Melanie and Sincere, and I feel like Corbin could pull away if he doesn't want to be like in that kind of drama from like off the bat. I see what you're saying too, because I do think he like Melanie has a very high chance of getting chosen. Let's just be honest. But I do think, however, if Corbin's not that guy, if he's not the kind of person to be like, no, I'm going to pick her and like that's that, no matter what Sincere and her are going through, then he'll do it. However, if he doesn't, I think it'll be because we've already seen a glimpse of Melanie's, a glimpse of her perspective on how Sincere moves and stuff like that. So the way I see it, I'm like, if she shows any more of that side of her, I just don't know yet if Corbin is gonna be the kind of guy that chooses her anyway, or if he's gonna be the kind of guy that's like, nope, I'm good, I'm picking Kata, right? Because to be honest, they're the only ones in the running. And on that note, I think we could get into who we think will couple up. Yes, my lady said.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, and also our favorites
our
from the
favorites.
week.
Okay, actually,
Yeah.
let's talk about our favorites.
Okay.
I'm only saying that because it's easier than the prediction.
Well,
But
we kind of already talked about what we think is gonna happen. We know who's gonna couple
true,
up. We just need to
true.
know who Corbin is going to pick, and that will decipher everything. But yeah, let's
Right,
get into
right.
our favorites. You can go
Okay,
first because mine is
okay.
kind of all over
Girl,
the
mine
place.
is so mine is like kind of mumbo jumbo, kind of not.
I like
So
everyone, so it's hard. It's really
I like
hard.
everyone too. Yeah. For the most part, I like everyone. But for me, I'm the kind, just to let y'all know, I'm the kind of viewer that like once I like people, I'm kind of rooting for you the whole time, unless you do something that's like way out of the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
and
like
I'm
for
kind
me,
of the opposite. Like I like you, but once you do something, I'm like, okay, what is
yeah,
going
it
on?
depends on what it is though. Like
Yeah, like
I'm not gonna like,
it has to be
yeah,
something really big for me to stray. But
for
once
me to
I'm
just
gone, I'm
like,
gone. Like that's
yeah,
it. Once I'm gone, I'm
right.
gone.
Um, so but it depends too, because if it's an individual that I already was kind of meh, then I'm like, good riddance, I'm good.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so girls wise, so I think that this is just hilarious, so I'm gonna say it. But every season since season 6, I've always loved Virgos. So Serena, I liked Shelly, and now I like Anaya. I
I'm
think
with you
Anaya's
because
just
I'm a Virgo. I can
yes,
sense, yeah,
yes.
I love
And if
my
you guys don't
Virgos.
know, Jordan's Virgo, I'm a
Hmm.
Capricorn, so we're super compatible, all the things. Um, and so yeah, so I don't know. It's not even on purpose. Like genuinely, it's like before I, the season even starts, I like love them. But I do like Anaya. I think she's so nice. And I think like she's kind of drama free. Like right now, I think like, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. I do like Kata. At first, I wasn't really sure because like with bombshells, you never know. But she's great. I think I love her personality. I think that she stands on business, and I'm about that. Okay, those are what I would say is like my favorite girls, and then we'll get to like the mid tier.
Hmm.
Mid tier is um I like Bea. Um I like Melanie, but I like her more for like the drama because I kind of keep teetering with her. Like there's moments where I really like her, and then there's other moments where I'm like, um, and I'm saying that because for the people that do compare her to Leah, Leah was very similar for me. Like when I was watching her, I was very much like, I like her, but I'm like, sometimes she's just, I don't know. That's how I feel about Melanie. Because I get the comparisons to Huda as well, but I don't know yet if
Huda
she's
is
full.
another extreme.
Yeah,
Like,
like I
sorry.
think no, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm okay with Kenzie. Um, I think that she's cool. I think that she just needs to like meet someone and then I think she'll be fine. Um, and then is that it? Is that all the girls? Oh, Trinity. Love
Trinity, yeah.
Trinity. I do love Trinity. So I my favorites I would say are probably Trinity and Naya and Kata. Um, and then everyone else is kind of just like there for me right now. I think Melanie and Kinsey are great drama. And will continue to be good drama if they stay in. And I like Bea, but I don't know yet if she's like a favorite or not. She's kind of just there for me right now, just because her couple and everything. But she's not bad. I do like her. I just don't know if she's a favorite, I guess you could say. And then for uh, the boys just fluctuate anyways. I really feel like throughout the season they fluctuate, and that's just what it is. But for now, um, I love KC. I love Zach. And I like and then everyone else is just kind of there for me right now. I did really like Sincere. I don't think I dislike Sincere. I just don't really know yet, like with or without Trinity, if he'll be Trinity. I keep saying Trinity. Melanie, y'all, this is gonna be the thing the whole season. Here we go. Um, but I think like with Melanie, I can't really tell yet if I like his personality with or without her because he's kind of calm. He's like a calmer guy. So it doesn't he doesn't get like rattled unless it has something to do with Melanie, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
hope that makes sense. But he doesn't really get super rattled. None of them really do, if I'm honest. I mean, as far as the guys are concerned, like none of them are like out of the wazoo. I think Sincere is because of how Melanie behaves. I think his reactions are a reaction to her. But I don't think like in general he's just like super wild. Um, but we'll see with Sincere. I think Sincere is like he could be a favorite, but I don't know yet. Kind of, that's where he is for me. I like Bryce. He's calm. Not really. He's not doing a lot for me right now, but he's all right. Gabriel doing nothing for me at all. That man could get the boot ski, and I'll feel no way about it. I do like Sean, but I think Sean it will be hard if he leaves. I think people will miss him because I think he's a good character, but if he leaves, I feel like it'll be because of like the child thing. Um,
Yeah.
that's just me, but I do like Sean. And yeah, those are my favorite individuals. Favorite couples. This is kind of easy to be honest. It's easier because at least they're in pairs.
Yeah.
My favorite right now is Anaya and Casey, personally. Um, I do like Zach and Kata as well. I would say like those two couples are the only ones that are like moving me. Like I could see them together kind of thing. Um, I do like Trinity and Bryce. I'm trying to see them in a more couple light. I don't dislike them though. I really don't. I just like don't. I'm trying to see where that goes. I need to like watch them more, but I do like
Yeah,
them. And then everyone else, I'm kind of just like, man. I think Mel and Sincere are great TV. So I'm just saying,
yeah.
I think that they're great TV. Um,
The
because
new Tyreek and Ella from Love Island
here we
UK.
go. Here we
Here
go.
we go, right off
Um,
the bat.
yeah, I do. I think that they'll okay, this is my prediction as well. I think that like they could be the couple that like goes through a lot in the beginning and then ends up together in the end, or they fizzle out and like it's gonna. I'm saying it'll be like one extreme or the other. Like there's
Yeah,
not gonna be like this awkward phase or anything. No, no, no. They're either gonna go like pedal to the metal or pull the brakes. That you know what I mean? So yeah, and then Gabriel and Bea, I don't care about them at all. Not interested in their scenes. To be honest, y'all, I'm bored. Like, I'm bored. I will say though, and I will say this in this clip. Um, Casey and I have not been getting any scenes for the last two episodes, and I'm very upset about it. And that's all I'm going to say about that because they did this with Serena and Cordell, and I wasn't impressed. I was not impressed. So
we
that's all that
I
is.
you're gonna like hate my takes because I feel like, and this is why it's good because we think differently sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, which is fine.
I'll start with my favorite Islanders, and I think this is my client list right now.
Go
I don't
ahead.
know if I'm open to like taking any more clients right now.
Go ahead. It's
So
okay.
for
We get
my girls,
overwhelmed.
yes, for the girls, Trinity, Hada, and Anaya. These are my top three client girls. Love them. I
Oh,
like
we have the
everyone.
same.
Yeah.
We have the same,
Well,
yeah.
I was talking about like couples and everything. But
Oh, oh.
I love them. I they can't go anywhere. Like genuinely, I will cry if any of them
I
get
actually like
eliminated.
all three of
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Like I said before, I love all the girls. I like their dynamic right now. I think Melanie, she would have been in my list, but she kind of lost me last episode, kind of.
Yeah.
But I still like her. We just need to redirect the train, get it back on the
Right.
rails.
Mhm.
And I think Bea is super cool. She brings a calm, like different personality that I feel like we need. And I think Kenzie is sweet. I just think the whole petty thing with Zach, that kind of lost me. So I'm like, I don't know how I feel right now about that. Like I need you to kind of
Yeah.
get back
They're
on
kind of
track.
mid right now.
Yeah, they're mid. But Trinity, she has so much personality and she's so me. I love seeing her scenes on my screen. Anaya is just super sweet, and I feel like it's necessary for her to be in the villa because I feel like she's kind of like the mediator of everything. Like she doesn't have her own drama, but like she's kind of like helping other people navigate their drama.
Everyone hates that too.
But I like her because she's like not messy about it, you know? Like I feel like
No,
some
no,
people
she's
can be
not.
like they come to her. She's not going to everyone else to get in their business. Like people are coming to her to get her opinion, which I like. And
Hmm.
then Kata, I just love that she stands on business. Like we
I like
need that.
Kata.
Yes, we need that. Like, and at first I didn't know if I was gonna like her because I felt like she was kind of boring. Like when she came in as a bombshell, love that she stands on business and that she like give it back to someone who like comes at her. Like I think that's necessary. And as for my guys, so love KC. He's so funny. I agree that him and I are not getting enough scenes, but I'll get into the couples later. I I love Bryce and Zach, and I'm putting them as one because in my
I'm done with
mind,
you.
in my mind, they're looped together. Can I just say that Zach is wants to be with Bryce and Trinity so bad. Like, ooh, I'm sorry. I don't know. It's just sorry. I think Zach wants to be with Bryce and Trinity so bad, and I find it hilarious. I really do.
No, it actually the throuple though is cute. I will say. I like the
Yeah,
three of them. They're funny.
yeah, um, yeah. So I like Bryce and Zach. I'm looping them together. And who who are the others? I had one more who was on my list. I feel like Sincere is still on my list. I think. I think I need to see him without his dynamic with
Me
Melody right
too.
now.
Me too. I'm with you on that. I am.
Yeah, but I love them. Now, as far as like couples wise, this is where it gets dicey because
That's
I
so funny.
I I love Bryce and Trinity. I will say I think they feed into my delusional minds a little bit. I think their dynamic is so funny. I I love how they both like chose to explore and then got back together and are figuring it out. And I feel like no, like there's just something that's so buzzy to me about them. I don't know what it
Buzzy
is.
is
Yes,
hilarious.
I cannot explain further. I don't know. I love them. Love Casey and Anaya. I need to see more from them. But
Me too. But that's not their
yeah,
fault though. That's
it's
kind of
not
why I'm
their
like,
fault.
I'm working with what I got here with them. All right.
Right. Yeah. And I think Kata and Zach would be my third favorite couple too. I
What?
just
We wouldn't agree. We literally pretty much have all the same ones.
because there's nothing to work off of with these couples. Like
I know you're
half
right.
of them aren't even serious. I just
You're
don't
right.
think Kata. I feel like I need to see more from Kata and Zach too because I'm not completely sold.
I'm
Like
not
whereas
either, but for now they're doing it for me because I'm not sold on Bea and Gabriel, and I'm not sold on Kenzie and Sean. So I
oh,
mean,
I only wanted Kizzy and Sean together if Sean could stay in the villa.
that's
But now
the
that
same,
somebody's getting dumped, I don't care. Like they can go their separate ways if they must. Like someone's going home either way.
right?
Um, but what was like your favorite like meme from this season?
Okay, guys, I'm very cliche, but Casey opening that door was hilarious. Like when he opened that door and it was empty, all the memes that I've seen of that is hilarious to me. Like they're all pretty much they're all funny. There's too many, honestly, there's too many to just pick one. Um, but I think that like people using like that meme will be the meme of the season. And like, I'll just say it that way. Like that meme will definitely be top three easily. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely that one.
Okay, yeah, I
What's
agree.
yours?
I really like that one. I think we talked about this one, and I'm gonna steal what you said before we got on
Okay.
here. But the one where Melody's going like, after Sincere gets pushed into the pool and like it's revealed, that smile is scary when she
Oh
does
my,
that.
no, no, but
But
all the smiles this year, because there's one with Sean smiling, and everyone
smiling,
was like,
Sean is always smiling. Like
right,
every time so funny because every time something bad happens, all 32 teeth showing, he does not
girl,
care. He's just happy to be here. Like, genuinely.
literally, he's just happy to be here. And I love that for Sean. He deserves that, genuinely. He
He
seems
does
like a nice
deserve
guy.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I can't. No, this
Um,
season is already shaping up to be so funny. Like,
yes. And definitely thus far, like just with the 4 episodes that we've gotten, genuinely better than season 7. And I will say this. I think that production's casting this year, amazing. I think everyone is I think everyone is actually like genuine in like their character, like who they are as people. And I think that like everyone has a good personality. So it blends well as far as like the camaraderie of the group. So I just had to say that.
yeah, I totally agree. I think I'm just excited to see how the rest of this plays out. Like they've got me. At first, I don't know how I felt, but like it's always dicey when you meet a new group of people, right? Like they either get you or they
Very
don't.
true.
This cast has me hooked. I can't wait to see what plays out. I'm like
Guys,
shaking for
tomorrow
Sunday.
night,
I'm shaking. Like I'm so like
the
stressed
first
about
week
who could
coupling
go.
sets the tone every season. So
I think what's different for me, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, I didn't care who went home first for like the past 2 seasons because I think Koi went
I don't
home
think I
first
did
season
either. Yeah,
6.
we
I
didn't
didn't care
care.
about that. Oh, Dasha, you're sweet, but I didn't care that you went
Bye
home.
bye, honey.
But
Yeah.
this time, I actually think
I'm
I
like, no,
care who goes
no.
home. Like,
Right.
wait, like, hold on, pump the brakes. I'm not ready.
Literally.
So I'm just excited. But
Stay tuned for Sunday night, guys. We will
no,
be
literally.
reviewing next week and we will be talking about and debriefing that recoupling and dumping and all of that too.
And all of next week's drama as well.
Yes,
Yes, but I think that wraps up our conversation for today. Hopefully, you guys
yes.
enjoyed. Please
Our
leave us
first
some
little
feedback.
pod.
Right.
Yes,
No,
we
I
want
had
to hear all
fun.
of your comments. We're going to post this
Yeah.
on socials and give you guys teasers throughout the week and all the things. So please stay tuned on our social media. Mine is Samaya K TV. We'll pop these up on the screen so you guys know where to go and all that
Yes.
jazz.
Mine's
Um,
Jordan the journalist.
yes, yes. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope to do this every week for the next 6 weeks. So we're
Yeah,
going
for
to
the whole
do one
season.
podcast. Yes, we'll do one podcast a week. So it should be 6 episodes in total. And yeah, we hope you guys like enjoyed talking with us and obviously like hearing all of our takes. We definitely want to hear all of yours. So please comment down below. Any if you have a different opinion than us, please, we want to hear it all. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Say anything, Jordan?
Yeah, all I have to say is we will see you guys next time.
Yes, yes. We hope to post every Saturday. That's the goal. So,
Yeah.
we'll recap each week and post every Saturday. So definitely stay tuned on our socials and our YouTube is where all of this will be located. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess bye, guys. See
Bye.
you
Thank
next
you
time.
guys.